In my last video I said, and the next one we will discuss the 2026 sets, and I realized that I already uploaded a video about 2026 sets, which was the Star Wars lineup. And in this one I will still talk about 2026 sets, but of course the Marvel theme. This is the recent Daily Bugle that I got secondhand from a friend. I made a short video about it on my Instagram that you can go check out. And of course I added some of my own figs, which is from the Spider-Verse movie, as well as the Vulture and the Black Spider-Man from a 2017 set, if I have it correct, and the mech suit and some other custom figs. And you can't see it, but here at the back, I do have Wolverine and Storm and She-Hulk and so forth to complete, or just to add more to Daily Bugle. So it looks pretty cool. I think it looks very unique, and I'm obviously going to add more characters. And speaking of Marvel, there are some really nice sets coming out in January next year. And the first one is a Spider-Man 3 set from the Tobey Maguire universe. In fact, this is the very first Lego set from that movie. There was a long battle apparently to get the rights for Lego to actually make sets from that movie. And given the fact that they recently brought out that train scene again from the second movie, and they're bringing out this one, and they're calling it the Epic Moments Collection. So I'm hoping that there can be more of this. Hopefully we can get a Green Goblin from that movie, maybe an updated Sandman from that movie, or even a Bully Maguire minifigure would be really cool to get. I think that would be very cool. But nonetheless, you do get Sandman in this set with a bit of a build, almost like a little bit like that one, but does look a little bit different. It does have big hands, which are kind of cool. And then you get a Venom from the third movie. Now, it's different from the Venom that we have gotten in a few sets already, but this one actually looks like the one in the movie, which does look very awesome. It does have a lack of leg printing, but nonetheless, it does make sense for it to be all black, and I think it looks really, really cool. It's $25, and it is 201 pieces, and I think it looks really, really nice. This is one I'm very excited to get. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not, but when I saw that it actually comes with a nice looking Venom from the third movie, it has black webs and it has a cool display for Sandman, not just a minifig. I think this is a really, really nice buy, and there's a lot of people that would actually love to buy this set. I think it looks really, really cool. The other set that is also one that I definitely would love to get is a Ghost Rider versus Spider-Man set. And this one is 72 pieces, also coming out in January. All of these are coming out January 1st, and it's $10, and you get a nice minifigure scale motorbike for Ghost Rider. And the cool thing about this Ghost Rider is that the chain on his torso is actually on fire, and his eyes are actually also flaming, whereas the other Ghost Riders, they had like orange eyes, but not really flames coming out of the eyes or anything like the torso. So in my opinion, this minifigure looks the best out of them all, even though I don't have a Ghost Rider as of yet, but I would really like to get this one. And even the hairpiece does look very cool on a minifigure, and of course the bike itself does look awesome, and you do get a Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man we've gotten quite a lot. I was kind of hoping that it's a bit of a different Spider-Man, but nonetheless, I think this is a really nice buy for just $10, the Ghost Rider versus Spider-Man. And Spider-Man seems to be a very popular theme, but which I can imagine because it's probably one of their best characters ever. It's my favorite Marvel character and superhero of all time. And this one comes with the same Spider-Man and a car, where we've seen sets like this before where Spider-Man has a car or Miles Morales has a car. And this Spider-Man car looks like it's the Iron Spider from No Way Home. So this minifigure that is here at the top from No Way Home, I was kind of hoping that they maybe make a Tom Holland No Way Home Spider-Man, because the car clearly looks like that kind of design. The gold, the dark blue, the red color scheme, and the sign on it clearly looks like the one from the Iron Spider, if you ask me. And it would be really cool if they can make that minifigure instead, but yeah, that's just my opinion. But the real attraction in this set is a Venomized Wolverine, which looks very cool. It's got a bit of the yellow, it's got the black, the one arm looks different than the other. This is a Venomized character, which I would really like to get. I don't have a Venomized character other than the normal Venom. I know that they made a Goblin one, they made a Doc Ock one, there's the Iron Man one, which are obviously rare characters, and now we've got a Wolverine Venom. So this is a very nice build for 134 pieces, and it is $20. And this is one I would definitely like to get. Then the next one is bigger. It's like this, but well, it's bigger than the other sets that I just mentioned, but it's a smaller version of the Daily Bugle, which has 781 pieces. This one I think had 3,772 pieces, so massive difference. It is downscaled, and the positive thing about it obviously is it is $100, a lot cheaper than this one, and it has some cool minifigures that this one does not have, and minifigures that I would really like to get. One of them being Rhino. I don't have a Rhino, and the cool thing about this is the Rhino does come with a mech, which makes a lot of sense for his character because he puts it on and then he's like a big Rhino mechanical thing. So I'm very excited to see that they're making a cool Rhino, along with a new Miles Morales that has a different updated torso, which is very cool, and an updated Mysterio. This one has like a plastic cape or a rubber cape that goes like this, which I think are very cool. Think of the Doctor Strange kind of cape. I believe there's a Doctor Strange somewhere on this set. He's over here at the back. It's like these kinds of capes where the cape is rubber and it looks like it's bending with the wind or whatnot. It's gonna be that kind of cape with Mysterio, and I think it looks really cool. It has a skull face for some reason and an updated torso print, along with a cool green piece to shoot out his I don't know what you call his power exactly, because he makes illusions, so shoot out his magic, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Mysterio does look very cool as it is updated. And of course you get Gwen, and you get Spiderman, and you get an updated J. Jonah Jameson, which is great. And the very cool character is another Venomized character, and this is Captain America. Very unique, very cool. I think the I almost said Captainized Venom. The Venomized Captain America does look very cool to me. I would definitely like to get it because that's very unique, very niche. Obviously, that did not happen in the movies, but I'm pretty sure it happened somewhere in the comics. And I think this set is a really cool version to get the Daily Bugle on a much smaller budget, and also some cool minifigs that I will most likely like to add to the big one. And it also has a street stand that says 39th Street, which is very cool. It has some printed pieces of newspapers that you get in this set as well. And it does look different, where this one is gray and this one is a beige color. So, I mean, technically I could add it to this one on the side because it looks like it has parts that could maybe, I'm not sure, or just add it somehow with tiles or something. Then I can put like the two Daily Bugles next to each other, because there was an old Daily Bugle that came out long ago. Can't remember exactly what year, but that one was also a Daily Bugle that included Doctor Doom and some other cool characters, and it was obviously a lot smaller than this one. This is the ultimate one, which, by the way, is retiring at the end of this year. And when I found that out, I thought, no, please don't retire. I really want to get that set. And luckily, my friend, he messaged me asking what's a good secondhand price. And we ended up negotiating, and now I'm paying him off for this one. So I'm very happy to actually have the Daily Bugle. So that's cool. But anyway, that's the Daily Bugle for next year. The next one is a re-release of Hulkbuster versus Hulk from Age of Ultron, which is another epic moments set from the movies, and it includes a nice Iron Man, which has some really cool arm printing and leg printing. And I believe that mask can open and close, which I prefer, other than those ones that can't open and close. And it has a Hulk that actually has red eyes to show his rage even more. I think that's pretty cool. And this is 413 pieces, comes at $50. I do think that this one is overpriced. I would honestly, personally, wait for a discount. Or if they had included like a Joburg police car with some policemen and civilians, which it happened in Joburg in the movie, that would have been really cool. And given the fact that I'm from South Africa, I would have really liked that, to have like a GP Gauteng number plate on the car. Would have been really nice. Then it would have been worth $50 if they included some civilians, maybe even like a small building that they can crash into, and then they crash through it like Goblin is crashing through here. That would have made it $50. So that's my only complaint about this one. Could have been cheaper, or they could have added those extra builds and extra minifigs. Then it would have been a better one. And I do know some people have complained like another Hulkbuster. There are a lot of Hulkbusters that have been brought out throughout the years. I don't have a Hulkbuster yet, so I would probably like to get it. And a cool looking Hulk and Iron Man. Maybe build my own extra builds that I just mentioned to make it feel more complete. But it is pretty cool to see another Age of Ultron set about 11 years later from 2015. That's actually crazy. The next one is Iron Man Mark III Collector's Edition. This is a buildable Iron Man minifigure where it's not just the torso or the bust, but it's the entire Mark III. This is the first red and gold suit that Tony put on in the first Iron Man movie, and this is 1,297 pieces, and it is $130. Now, personally, I wouldn't get this set because I'm not really into the buildable figures, except for some of the droids from Star Wars, like C-3PO, R2-D2, Chopper, K-2SO. Those droids that I care about, I would get as a buildable figure. But like the Chewbacca or the Ewok one doesn't really attract me to actually want to buy it. And even though I love Iron Man, I'm not really going to want to buy this. Maybe I can get the minifigure in some way. It does look very nice. It does look very cool. There are some people that are very into the helmet series or the bust series or the buildable figures series, and I don't see myself buying this, but it does look very cool. It is a classic from the very first Iron Man movie, and those are the ones with the official images that have been recently released, and I would like to get almost all of them except for the buildable Iron Man figure, and probably wait for a discount for the Hulkbuster one. But the other ones I feel are fairly priced. I think they look fantastic. They look very, very cool. Maybe wait for a discount on Daily Bugle, but I think $100 is pretty good. Maybe if they included a bit more of the minifigures, like a Shocker or a Scorpion that we haven't seen in a while, that would have been cool. Then it would have attracted more people and myself to actually buy it. I think that would have made it worth it. But comparing the January wave to the Star Wars wave, the Marvel one for me is much better, because the Star Wars one is basically a Darth Vader bust, I believe a Yoda bust, another X-Wing with some type of smart brick inside the minifigure that if you press it, it makes a sound. And then on the side, there's the printings to show that there's an electronic inside, and there's a weird print on the back. And it just makes it look ugly. And for some reason, Lego thinks, okay, let's make this $90 or $100. And I'm thinking, I don't know if this is going to work so well. So there are people who are skeptical about it. And there's another TIE Fighter of Darth Vader they're re-releasing, as well as a bunch of Mandalorian stuff, which I get because there's the new Mando and Grogu movie coming out. But it just feels like a bit of repeated sets. The only ones I might get is the Cobb Van Speeder versus Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett, and maybe the Mandalorian Battle Pack. That's 1 or 2 sets. Whereas here, there's at least 4 to 5 out of the 6 that I personally would love to get, that I think look fantastic, that are really, really nice. And I find myself really enjoying the Marvel theme more and more and more. Obviously, Star Wars is definitely one of my top favorites, but Marvel is becoming more and more of a favorite, and they're bringing out some really nice sets. So I'm very excited about these. I do think that the Marvel lineup is doing a lot better than the Star Wars lineup as of now, but of course there are more sets that are going to be revealed as time goes on. I do know, as a side note, in May 4th, there's Star Wars sets coming out, and there is one that's going to be a big N1 Naboo starfighter from Mandalorian. So if you didn't get the small one, there is a bigger one coming out for $240. So that's also cool. We can talk about that more in another episode. But for now, these Marvel sets look great. Which ones would you like to get? Which ones will you wait for a discount? Which ones are you not that interested in? But I think this lineup looks really, really nice, and I'm excited to get them, because my birthday is around early January, so hopefully I can get one of them as a birthday gift. I don't know, or something like that. Otherwise, I will probably go to the Lego store or Toys R Us and get myself some of these sets, because I think they look really nice. And speaking of new sets coming out, there's also the Speed Champion set, which is a DeLorean from Back to the Future with Marty and the Doctor. And I've always wanted one like that. And of course, there is the big one, but this one will actually be minifigure scale. This is a set that I would really like to get. I believe it's $25 if I have it correct. That's another set that I think is going to do really, really well. There's also a Lightning McQueen car coming out, which does look nice. I am a fan of cars, but I'm not really sure if I would like to buy the car set, but that's coming out from Speed Champions. And then, of course, another set that's also coming out in January is a Stranger Things house, which is the Creel house from season 4 that includes 13 minifigures, but not Eddie. And people suspect that he will be a gift with purchase or something like that. And this set is, I believe, $300 if I have it correct. But it is a very nice big build. I was actually surprised to hear that they're bringing out a Stranger Things set, because they only brought out the upside down house and some brickhead stuff that I'm not interested in. But bringing out an actual Stranger Things house is very cool. And then I'm thinking, okay, please then make a Star Court set or the headquarters of Hawkins. Those 4 sets would be really, really cool. I think they should just do it, especially with season 5 coming out this month and next month in December. I think it would do really well if they brought out those as well, because I love Stranger Things, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to buy a $300 set of the Stranger Things house. I'll probably have to save for it, wait for a good discount, but that's a really nice set that I think is going to do very well. That's also coming out in January. Those are the sets that I'm excited for. I also know that there's a Goonies set that was recently announced. I'm not really a big fan of Goonies, don't know a lot about it, but there is a nice Goonies set that is coming out, or it's already out. I'm not exactly sure, because I'm not a big fan of Goonies. Again, I like Marvel, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, DC, Stranger Things, and Back to the Future. Those type of sets I'm interested in. And I also know that there's a Star Trek one rumored that will be the USS Enterprise with Spock and, I don't know, Captain Kirk or so forth. My dad's a better Star Trek nerd than me. I think that's a very cool set that is going to come out. So soon enough, that will be announced. I believe as of recording this episode on the 6th of November, it will be released sometime on Lego's website, or I'll just put it on my Instagram. I think that's going to be a very cool set. Probably have a nice stand or something to fly through the space to go where no minifigure has gone before. And I'm thinking, man, Lego is bringing out some really nice sets next year. And talking about March, there's also Batman sets coming out. And there's a new Batmobile, which is from Batman and Robin. There's the Batman Lego set, Batmobile, as well as Batman v Superman. Unfortunately, they do not include an extra minifigure like Robin or Superman or the Penguin or Riddler or someone, but they do look very nice. And even the Bat Signal is very cool, including a golden Batman, but some people say it should have included a classic Batman, which I totally agree with. And I believe each Batmobile is about $25, which I think is a very good price. And I think the Bat Signal is $80 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And then there's also somewhere I saw, I think it was on Brick Fanatics, if the website, yes, Brick Fanatics. I think there I saw that there's going to be a small polybag or something that has Bruce Wayne in it and Batman, so you can do like a suit up thing. That's also coming out sometime next year. So there are some really nice sets coming out next year. Which ones are you more excited for? Please let me know in the comments, and then we will talk again about some more Lego.